is important to understand how things worked. This interest has extended into a desire to understand how our lives work. My faith life has taken a similar route as a journey of exploration, where I've had conversations with God and others, asking questions, wanting to understand myself and, hopefully in the process, helping others grow and develop their own perspectives along the way. This has often meant taking some things to bits and reorienting our view of God and each other in light of changing circumstances and new information. This is something all of us do, knowingly or otherwise. Life is in motion. It is not static, despite our best efforts to pin it down and minimize the disruption that life brings. I have lived through many changes in our culture, as it has shifted from modernity to post-modernity, from Christendom to post-Christendom. These shifts have affected many areas of our lives, and in particular our lives of faith. One of the areas that I've noticed the effect of these changes is in how we share the faith we have with others. In numerous conversations, I have noticed a lack of confidence being shown by Christians about the gospel message, and how we share this message with our friends. We feel that what we believe has little relevance for those around us. So, I set out to ask some questions about why our faith didn't appear to be connecting well with our culture. I started to reflect on what was going on, to seek to understand, and in so doing, to take apart, as it were, the way the gospel message had been constructed, to understand it more fully, and to see if it could be put together in a way that made more sense in our current climate. What follows here are my attempts to do just that, in the hope that we will be able to effectively communicate, both in word and deed, the gospel of Jesus, and live faithfully as followers of him in the 21st century. Many of us, particularly of a certain age, come to faith on a message of, "I feel guilty and need forgiveness." Our evangelistic presentations and associated materials tended to communicate the gospel message with the need to experience forgiveness for wrongdoing as the dominant theme. This is also evident in much of our church liturgy, which highlights the need for confession and forgiveness. This pathway to God was based on an assumed moral compass that was a remnant of the UK's Christian heritage. Now the tide of this Christian heritage has gone out, and we are left stranded on the beach, with no viable link to the new emerging culture. This loss of confidence for some Christians has undermined the belief in their own conversion. It certainly leaves them ill at ease as to how they can share the gospel with others in a meaningful way. I think this can feel like we are being asked to throw a bucket of cold water over someone which gets them wet and means they can then offer them a towel. What made sense for many of us once does not anymore. Many of us have become aware that the way we think about the cross no longer connects readily with the things we see and experience in our Western world today. The guilt that we felt and responded to as we became Christians in our teens and early 20s no longer resonates in the 21st century. To share this shift and loss of certainty would make us feel like we are undermining our own conversion experience and invalidating our long-held tenets of faith. So we keep quiet, not only in conversations with other believers, but more importantly as we endeavour to put into words what it means for us to be a Christian with those who do not share our faith. On the occasion that we do venture to offer a description of how we came to faith, or answer a question relating to Jesus and his death, we are confronted with bemusement, or in some cases, a sense of revilement. Now we can, of course, say that the gospel is offensive and challenging, but also need to say that the gospel should be good news that we share easily and with joy. Neither of these things seem to be the case, in my experience. One of the changes that has taken place in our culture is the shift from guilt to shame. I have done something wrong, to there is something wrong with me. Research by the author Brené Brown indicates that shame is an epidemic in our Western culture. If this is the case, then we need to rethink how we articulate the message of the gospel. We are not alone in this endeavour. As Graham McFarlane, writer as senior lecturer in systematic theology at the London School of Theology, says, "It is widely recognised that Western culture is undergoing a significant change. What is less recognised by many Christians is the fact